First up is Representative Manley. She serves on many committees, including cost-benefit analysis, chair elections and campaign finance, vice chair appropriations, human services, business and occupational licenses, financial institutions, healthcare licenses, transportation, regulation, roads and bridges, and mental health. Representative Manley.
I don't like to be bored, so I signed up for a lot of committees and things like that. And the Cost Benefit Analysis Committee is a committee that I am the chair of, that I thought maybe I could use some of the unique skill set that I have. I'm a CPA. I've been a CPA for almost 2 decades now. Raised professionally by Wormer Rogers Drainer Ruzan, who is a local, I don't know if they're a small business, but they're a medium-sized business here in Joliet. And so it's given me a good basis to bring some of the knowledge that I've gotten throughout the years to the General Assembly. I'm one of 4 certified public accountants in the General Assembly, and the only practicing certified public accountant. So it's difficult. A lot of times I feel like I need to bang my head on the wall. You are sitting in the 98th District. The 98th District takes in half of Bolingbrook, Romeoville, a little bit of Crest Hill, Joliet, and some unincorporated Plainfield. We kind of joked that you guys got to lighten up. This is like really somber in here. And I know we're talking about serious subjects, but come on. Somebody asked me when I walked in what subject I got, which did you get a good topic? I'm like, what's a good topic? I mean, they're awful. It's like there's nothing good to talk about today. So I'm going to try to lighten it up with some humor, I guess. Representative Batinick and I, we were going to do like a tag teamy thing to show you that contrary to what you hear, the General Assembly is not at war with each other. We have very good relationships. I have a lot of respect for Representative McDermott, Representative Batinick. Because they're Republicans and I'm a Democrat, that doesn't mean anything to me. It means I can learn from them and that we have a lot of work to do together. And I believe they feel the same way. So, pension reform. So I was elected in 2012. My first term was at the beginning of 2013. It was the year of hell. We took on a lot of matters from guns to marriage equality, and we wrapped up that year with the pension vote. I voted in favor of the reform, not because, and I want to make this very clear, not because I don't think we should keep our word to people. I am afraid that that system might collapse under the people that are depending on it. We have promised people things and we have to keep our word. We got to figure it out. A lot of people were given this promise years and years ago, and there's a lot of people, I think you hear a lot about these big pensioners. It's very few and far between. Most of them are very moderate pensions. So I voted for the pension bill in 2013. You guys all know how that went. I think the words that the Supreme Court said was, you cannot, 2 minutes, that's awesome. I didn't think I was gonna get 5 minutes in. You cannot diminish or impair. They were very clear about that. So we've got to figure it out. There's a lot of things on the table right now that we need to talk about. One of the things that I've been doing is teaching people that this is not a greedy union problem. For decades and decades and decades, the General Assembly did not do what they were supposed to do. It is not the fault of the people that participate in those systems. We have to wear the jacket for that. And by the way, there's nobody in this room that did it. So you're all in the clear, right? But we got to fix it. We have to wear the jacket for the solution, and we got to find it. But it should not, we have to be the kind of people that keep our word. They were promised, the Constitution means something, and we've got to figure it out. So there's a lot of things out there. I haven't touched on one thing, but Mark will. We talked about this. He's going to do the particulars. We really need, how many of you know that teachers don't participate in Social Security? Maybe half. Do you know how many people people don't understand that. And if the TRS system collapses out from under those teachers, they have no security. I'm not going to let that happen. So, without further ado, I will turn this over to my colleague. I think he's going to read your bio. Thank you, everybody.
Representative Mark Batinick, currently serving a second term in the General Assembly representing the 97th District, which includes portions of Oswego, Montgomery, Naperville, Plainfield, Bolingbrook, Joliet, and Shorewood. He's introduced numerous pieces of legislation, including tax relief, workers' compensation, and pension reform. Representative Batinick.
I would like to mention I have 86 people in Minooka and 1 person in Shanahan as well. We did speak in advance, and I'm going to get into some of the policy, some of the solutions that are out there on pensions. I do have to ask, I wasn't there in 2013. You call 2013 the year of hell, and the last 2 years have been... Okay. So, I do have a pension proposal out there. I'm going to go through mine as well as some of the other ones that are out there, and these are the things that are up for discussion. Frankly, I think if we didn't have the crisis with the budget, the pension issue would be first and foremost in everybody's mind, but they really are intertwined. 25% of our general revenue fund right now goes to pension funding. It's in the $8.5 billion range. Only 25% of that amount is actually our current bills. The rest of that is going towards trying to catch up on our unfunded pension liability, which is, I think, $130 billion approximately right now. So some of the plans that are out there, the plan that I introduced is something that has been done in the private sector, although I do it with a little bit of a twist, and that's an accelerated benefit. When somebody retires, the way they calculate the pension liabilities, those are made up of little slices of everybody in the system. How much money is basically needed in the bank to take care of that person's retirement for the rest of their life earning interest. And some of these numbers are rather large. And what happened in the private sector is you could choose to take your value of what your pension is worth in raw dollars right now, or you could keep your annuity. What I did with the twist was to allow for a partial pension buyout. And if you entered into getting the lump sum, there would be a small benefit, a small percentage that would stay with the state. The benefit for the annuitant in this particular situation, there's many, but you can't will a pension, you can will a 401k. So if you take your pension value, move it into a 401k, and God forbid you pass away early, it is a willable asset. There's also tax structure that you can do. If you make too much money, you may not qualify for the senior property tax freeze. You might get bumped up into a different income tax bracket. So rolling all or some of your pension value into a 401k provides a lot of tax flexibility for the annuitant. And then lastly, the way our pension system works with the compounded COLA, you make a lot more when you're 90 in a nursing home than right when you retire. And some people may just choose to buy a 4-flat in Naples and live down there with their pension money and live off the money from that, or buy a more home, or whatever they will decide to do. So by providing annuitants flexibility, we've created a way to save money. A 30% participation rate, according to COCA, would save us about $500 million a year. Doesn't solve the problem, but I think when we go through this, when you have $130 billion deficit, it's going to take a lot of silver bullets. The Cullerton plan is out there. That basically, everything that you've earned in the past, you're good. You have to make a decision whether to contribute more for ongoing, if you want to keep the same pension, or to keep your pension at a lower level on a moving forward basis. And then I know some of the school districts would be excited to hear about the cost shift that's out there. And this is shifting some of the burden from the state back onto the local school districts. And there's partials on that where people just want a cost shift spiking, or a cost shift. I think the governor's proposal had cost shifting anybody who makes over $180,000 a year for that portion. So there's a myriad of things out there. I can tell you that if we didn't have a pension crisis, we wouldn't have a budget crisis. It's one of the reasons why I chose to kind of take it on, is because it really is the overriding factor that makes it difficult to make the numbers work. and also tell you that there's not going to be a single solution to this crisis. It's going to take many things. So thank you for your time. I won't even make you go to the red flag. Thank you.